Okay. Before I begin, I have a request of this listening audience. I'd like for you to see me as a real person. I want you to see me as your fellow human being. I'm not a hologram. I'm a real woman with a real voice. Thank you. For many of you, I could be your mother or your grandmother. My name is Alice Marie Johnson, and I'm more than just a number. I'm a vibrant 61-year-old woman who has spent the past 2 decades in prison. In 1986, I was convicted and sentenced to life without parole for my role in a nonviolent drug conspiracy. I had never been to prison before. I'd never been in any trouble. This was my first offense of any kind. My past is not the sum of who I am. I am so proud tonight to be sharing this platform with my daughter, Tretessa. I don't know if she can see me anywhere, but hi, Tess. I also have 3 other children, 4 grandchildren. I'm about to be a great-grandmother soon. I have 6 siblings, a host of nieces, nephews, and aunt, cousins, many, many friends and supporters. To them, I am not a disposable item. I just want to tell you how appropriate this is that this event is being held in an appellate courtroom before some of the greatest minds in this country. Because I would like to present to you tonight my closing argument in my case for clemency. I plan on laying before you compelling evidence as to why I should not continue to be incarcerated. My incarceration is an affront to the spirit of what a humane criminal justice system should look like. I believe that punishment should never be devoid of an opportunity for restoration. Now, this is how I'm laying my case out tonight before you. Incarceration is meant to serve 3 purposes: public safety, retribution, and rehabilitation. Please consider my argument for the public safety prong of my incarceration. I don't believe that our communities and the public is safer because I'm still in prison. I am a true nonviolent offender. There were no guns or violence in my case. Unlike my co-defendants who testified against me to receive sentence reductions, I was given a bond after my arrest. I was not a public safety risk then, and I am not a public safety risk today. During my pre-trial, I'd had absolutely no issues with probation services the entire 2 years that I was out free on bond. I reported in on time. I never failed a drug test, and I remained gainfully employed during the entire time and was a taxpaying citizen. During my 20 years of incarceration, I have never received an incident report. I have 100% clear conduct. If I live as long as my mother lived, who died at the age of 88 years old, the American taxpayers would pay an additional $1.3 million to house and take care of me. This is waste. I can be and would be a contributing person to society rather than a drain on our society. The next part that I'd like to speak about is retribution. Even though I received a life sentence without the possibility of parole, I made the choice that I was going to positively influence my environment while giving back to society. When I came to prison, I looked around for opportunities to serve others. I saw something that was very disturbing to me immediately. I saw women who were dying in prison, alone, without the benefit of having their families and loved ones around them. This prompted me to take hospice training and become a hospice volunteer. I have sat with numerous terminally ill women who I was able to administer comfort to. I became their surrogate family member as they held on to their right to die with dignity. There was something else that I saw too. I was very shocked to see that so many women did not have their GEDs. So I became a GED volunteer tutor to help these struggling women successfully get their GEDs. There's a group, a class of women who are incarcerated, who are the truly disenfranchised, even in prison. These are the handicapped inmates. In 2011, I received the Special Events Coordinator of the Year from Special Olympics for my work that I did with women who had special needs. Something else that I did in terms of retribution. In 1998, my beloved sister Celestine lost her battle with breast cancer. Every year since then, I have volunteered for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure to end breast cancer. I have also, as you heard, I'm also a playwright, as you've already heard. But what you don't know is that the plays that I write, direct, and produce are the largest inmate participation programs in any prison that I have been housed at. You would be surprised how much women change when they find out that they have capabilities that they didn't even know that existed. Artists, dancers, singers, prop makers, designers, the list goes on and on. Most of these women have never worked in theatrical productions before. Their self-esteem and confidence goes through the roof. I have received so many reports of how life-changing this has been for women. My daughter Tritessa will tell you of the testimonies and letters that she has received from women who did time with me, who talk about what impact I had upon their lives when they went home. So when these women are released back into their communities, these are women who are released with changed behavior, changed mindsets. So I am giving back to society, because these women are going back into society that I haven't had a chance to go back into yet. Now, this is my short list of the retribution that I have made to society. The long list would take me all night to talk about, so I'm going to leave that. Thank you. The last prong of incarceration, as the reason for incarceration, is rehabilitation. The things that I have been able to accomplish in prison is termed by prison staff as extraordinary rehabilitation. Even though I didn't have an out date, I have strived to be that type of change and that turnaround in a life that is expected for someone who is up for clemency. I prepared myself from day one to re-enter society and not be that drain, as I told you that I'm a drain on them right now here in prison. I'm going to list just a few things that I've done under rehabilitation, just so that you'll have an idea that I am prepared to re-enter society. I am certified in electrical and skills trade through NCCER. I have become a professional trainer through NFPT. I am an ordained and licensed minister. I am also certified in pastoral counseling through Sanford University. I've completed office technology classes, numerous self-help classes, and I've also completed numerous spiritual classes. Even from prison, I have employment already awaiting me upon my release. Clemency is an act of forgiveness and mercy. President Obama has shown himself to be a merciful man in the number of clemencies that he's already granted to deserving prisoners and given them an opportunity to rejoin their families and their communities. But President Obama is almost out of the White House. In January, he'll be gone. And if he does not grant my clemency before he leaves, I literally will probably die in prison. A life sentence has been described as an unexecuted sentence of death. And I'm telling you right now, I can feel the breath of the executioner on my neck. That's just how close this is for me. I received this wonderful letter from President Obama a couple of weeks ago. In that letter, he spoke of how much he knows and his belief in people who can change, who have made mistakes, even significant mistakes. He said that he believed that they have the capability, the capacity to change and be a positive influence and make a positive impact on the lives of others. He's also saying he's looking for people who have made a significant turnaround in their lives at some point during their incarceration, that they've seen the error of their ways and change. Those are the type of people he's looking for. I believe that I have demonstrated over these last 20 years that I'm that type of person. I have no idea what else I can do to demonstrate that I'm worthy of a second chance in life. The only thing that I can do to prove it is to be given that second chance in life. I know that if President Obama leaves, I have no idea what is going to happen to criminal justice reform. I don't know if clemencies are going to continually be granted. I don't want to be one of those who are left behind. That's one of the reasons I'm so happy that events like this is taking place. In closing, I'd like to submit my case for clemency to you who are intelligent and reasonable future lawyers, judges, politicians, business owners, and successful people out in the community. And if you feel that I'm also worthy of that second chance in life, this is what I'm asking you to do. Will you please, if you can find it in your heart, to help me fight for my freedom? I beg you to use your voice to cry out for not only my clemency, but clemency for many other women who are being left behind. Thank you so much for having me here, and I wanted to make sure that I left time for any questions that you may have for me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There's about 2 minutes left. If anyone has any questions for Ms. Alice, she can hear you. You can just speak up. Raise your hand if you have any questions or any words for her. Doesn't have to be a question. You can just send her some love.
Hold on, we love you, sis. We're gonna fight for you.
I love you too. Thank you so much. I want to thank the council members. I heard Amy say something a little bit as she was introducing me. There's one other thing that I just want to bring to your attention. And I believe she may have, but I couldn't hear all of it. And that's the notion that you need a recommendation from a sentencing judge or a prosecutor. We don't know if that is one of the things that is holding me back. But I am so much in disagreement with that. These people know me from 20 years ago. I have come in contact with numerous wardens, executive executive staff members, unit managers, counselors, case managers, and a slew of officers. These are the people who know me for the woman that I am today. They're the ones who can testify to my character and to my accomplishments. So that's one thing that I just don't agree with, one of the policies that I don't agree with, that is necessary. So I know that your voice can be heard even more so than my voice can. So I encourage everyone, don't sit back and not use your voice for good. Because to see something wrong and not be a part of the solution means that you're part of the problem because you're silent. So I just thank you so much, and I believe that all of you are going to be energized to help fight this fight. Thank you.